All right. Hello, everyone who's watching. Thanks for coming in. Uh, I'm going to do some work on my original piece here entitled Gone the Sun, based around the bugle call known as Caps, which does have lyrics. The first lyrics are "Day is done, gone the sun." So that's where I got that. Probably won't think I've gone into some parts of that in previous videos. So, anyway, so here we have what I think is a pretty far along composition. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit, listen through it, see if I hear anything that I want to change right away. If anything like sticks out to my ears that makes me pull back a little bit and want to move some things around, and then try to clean up the way that it looks as well. Now, right now, you're going to see some things bumping into each other, like here where I've got this slur marking bumping into these the crescendo and decrescendo there. But that's because I have this in concert pitch. So some of these stems that are going up right now would be going down if it were not in concert pitch, or if it were in transposed pitch. But I tend to work in concert pitch when I'm composing and arranging, just because it's super easy for me to see everything and not have to transpose it in my head. And then when I go back to edit it for printing and everything, I'll put it into transposed pitch, because then that's what a conductor is going to want to see, all that in transposed pitch. That way, when they go, "Hey, trumpets, play that B," and then trumpets go, "Well, none of us have a B," then your conductor's like, I meant C sharp." That don't want that to happen. So we're all in concert pitch here, so I can see all of the harmony and everything play out. I made some changes last night. I tried to record them. I put the stream up on YouTube, and the whole thing, all of this video was inverted on the horizontal axis. So it was like trying to read, like every single thing was backwards, just this exact screen backwards. So that yeah, I couldn't use that, so I took it down. But I changed a couple of things that are kind of not huge changes. The one thing I think is probably the biggest thing is this vibraphone line here at the beginning used to be quarter notes, and it started with the higher quarter note. And so higher quarter note, lower, an octave lower, lower, and then an octave higher, instead of what we have here with the octave Fs. I changed that because the way that sounded, it was like it was kind of getting that higher octave happening at the front of the measure, was kind of putting emphasis on the front of the measure and then going away, and then coming back at the end of the measure and into the beginning of the next measure. Well, the solo already does that. So we've got this beginning note, this quarter note right on beat 1, and then we've got this note that holds over beat 3. And so I didn't really need, it seemed like those two were kind of in tandem, but like covering each other a little. It was weird to me when I listened back. So I changed it to this, and I think it moves the piece along a little better, because the vibraphone is striking in between the melody of the saxophone solo here, and I think it moves a lot. I think it's a lot nicer. Then I had it come back again later. So I'm gonna play, you know what? I'll play from the beginning all the way to right about the middle, when I get to the before the time changes to 3. So we'll get all the way through taps here. Um, and that's the only part that I've worked with, um, that I did work to last night. So I'm going to listen to all that again now that I've made changes. I always like to do that. Come back a day later, a couple days later, listen to the whole thing again and make sure none of those changes like stick out to me, make a glaring issue come up. Okay, so that's all the way through taps there. I didn't really hear anything that made me cringe at all. I did see that I need to let the trumpet soloist here know that we can kind of fade into nothing here, instead of having like a hard release. Triangle's going to help to cover up whatever release there is, so that's nice. Pretty happy with that. I don't want to give too much direction here during taps, I think, for the soloist, because trumpet player, especially in a military band, is going to be probably pretty familiar with that. There was something back here that I want to mess with, because what I'm doing when I'm listening to this is kind of going like, what do I expect to hear next? And if something kind of like surprises me or catches me off guard, and I wasn't like imagining that melody, then it feels a little awkward. I want to see if there's something that feels more natural to me, that's really putting the melody that I'm hearing out there. So what kind of caught me off guard was this right here, this change in measure 3 happening from trombone and bari sax, this A to G change. So I'm gonna mess with that just a little bit. I feel like I don't I don't know if I want the note to change actually. I may want to kind of relax on that quarter note, that chord, that like kind of striking chord for a moment, because it is definitely not diatonic there. So let's see. Yeah, I think what's happening is this suspension that's kind of going on between tenor sax, bari sax, um, trombone, that kind of conflict between the and then here we've got this A being held by baritone here, even though it's a G up here in tenor sax. So let's see if I put the baritone on that G instead. Oh, I didn't double click that. My bad. So if I get our baritone down here on this G, let's see what we can do here. Okay, now I'm going to try out leaving these two on, putting them on this G as well. So getting rid of the note change completely. Yeah, I like that a little better. I think I do like that a little better. So the only thing I want to make sure of, so I am going to change that to a whole note. I like the way that feels. I just want to try it with them on an A against that G and make sure I'm not going to miss that that dissonance between on the major second there. Yeah, I see where I was coming from, wanting to resolve that. Um, but I think I'm happier with this. Yeah, I think I'm happier with this. For a second, I thought I might go A, G, like a quarter note down, but really that theme's kind of happening all over the place. I don't see a reason. One thing I do want to do here now is have the tenor go ahead and walk down and keep that, and then have the G. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I want them all to be on the G there. So let's see what chord we've got going on here. um, this A, D flat. So we still have the A happening in clarinet too. And then let's see, A, G, D flat, G. We've got this interesting like walk down happening. Um, so we're kind of suggesting that there's a if that were a C sharp, it would be more like it would be more obvious, but like an A dominant 7 chord there, because we've definitely got our over the 7 over the G. But we've got our G and then our A up here, and then a D flat in the melody. So kind of suggesting that we have no fifth. So then that's normal. We still get a quality of chord without a fifth in it. So yeah, an A dominant 7 chord with inverted with the 7 bottom. I think it's an interesting sound, and I mean it's only happening for a second there. Yeah, I really like the sound. There's only one thing I really want to make sure of and to add in here is that I want it to be kind of obvious that this passing tone is happening. So I'm gonna bring first clarinets up a little bit, lean into this passing tone, and then come down with the rest of the clarinets there. Let's turn on the human playback for these dynamics. I think that's pretty good. Let's maybe take the decrescendo off the first horn here. So I really want to hear this chromatic line. Yeah, I think that's nice. One thing that I could stand here. So I like this trombone moving line. We've got a C, really high bass line going on here. So we've got, well, I shouldn't say that because it's fine. So we've got really a D in the bass thanks to this bari sax note, which I'm more using to support the melody than anything. So I don't know. So we've got D in the bass, going going up to C here. We've got D at A, a C natural that kind of goes down to B flat. Then we've got another A and then D. So definitely that kind of sound, like a really open sound there. Doesn't really know what tonality it is. And that's the way all of it is, just kind of mushy and not exactly knowing where it is. I could definitely see having this having the Barry double this trombone line. I'm thinking about moving the Barry sax away from away from this octave here to raise the floor a little bit. Because there's like a pretty hard shift in the way things sound starting in this measure. And I'm not a super pro at this, so I don't know what it's going to sound like before I hear it. Maybe one day. So if I did that, I could pull the trombone line up here. And in fact, I could copy everything from that, including the decrescendo. Let's see how that sounds now. Kind of getting rid of the floor here. I don't know how I feel about that, because I think this D C right here sort of distracts from this line, because it creates a little moving line right before these instruments play that D flat. I think it's distracting from this line a little bit. If I want movement on beat 3 and 4, I think I need to choose a different place for it to happen. And this is already disconnecting this sort of movement anyway. So I wonder if let's see, tenor sax is playing this C to B flat. We've got a D here, D, A. I wonder if it like A, then A, G. Like I said, not a pro here, so just seeing what works, honestly. D da da. That does stick out a little bit. D da D. I think going back up to the A is actually going to be nicer. Yeah. Trombone still on that G for it to be clashing. D do. I wonder if an F there, because It would add a pretty good amount of tension to that chord. Pick that G up to an A. Same in the French horn. So we have A, F, and D flat. Oof, that's a rough one. An augmented chord. Let's hear what it sounds like. I'm curious at this point. I didn't leave a G in there, did I? Yeah, that's I don't think I should have done that. Yeah, that makes it sound really pretty weird to me. So I'm gonna keep this A, but I think I'm sad about missing that seventh there. So I'm gonna have clarinets play this G. Um, up. No, it's really the same place, isn't it? Man, this is really I think I need that A to be in the bass. Double this an octave down, and let's see how that sounds. How that goes. Did I leave an F somewhere? No, no, no. That definitely broke the floor there to have that stick around. Um, Besides, I put the wrong note in the bass. That does not help. I think if I just have that have the bari sax hold a whole note there, everything will be a lot nicer. Hmm. What if I walked? What if I walked this second clarinet up to the D flat? And had them play in unison. Actually, I put this rest here to give second clarinets a break. But when you're down here in this part of the instrument, it doesn't take the most air to get through here. We're moving along a little quickly. I bet second clarinets could do this in a breath. Not playing very loudly here. Let's see how I can get second clarinets to this D flat. I bet there's an interesting way to make that happen. So I'm going to get rid of that tie because it's not the same note anymore. So we're on that A. We got a yeah, and that'll help it sound like the first clarinets are actually crescendoing a little bit by adding the second clarinets to them. Like, let's do it like this. We don't need to double a note somewhere else. Let's add the human playback or whatever. Yeah, I think that sounds nicer. I'm going to take that crescendo out of the first clarinets, maybe a little heavier than I need it to be. And yeah, let's do that. Take a don't want to tell the second clarinets to soften that D flat because I really want the motion to carry through. I don't have bass clarinet doing anything there. I could have it double the bari sax. I don't think I need it to do that though. I think everything is going fine. I like the bari sax sound underneath this, with altos having the melody and tenors having this inner part. Tenor, inner. Anyway, I'm gonna play this from the beginning of the phrase and see if I feel like I've done anything to make it stick out. Like, well, this is different from the rest of this like section or whatever. I need to go back and change something. Man, I really almost want to have the French horn like carry that through that passing tone through, and the fade out on the C with the clarinets. I wonder if that's gonna get my mission to happen there. Let's see. I'm really curious. I really want to accentuate that D flat, C, B flat, C, G, you know. Oh, that's abrupt. Yikes. Yeah, those other instruments just went C. Yeah, I'm gonna take that away from them. Um, maybe not. And I called that bottom note C, B flat, C. I called that a G a second ago, and it's an F. And I don't want to leave that on the record, so taking that back. Yeah, I think that all fits in very nicely. I'm going to move on from there because I've noticed that if I stick around a section for very long, I can start just completely flipping it upside down for no reason other than I start to get like tunnel vision on that little section. And then like I'm flipping it upside down, just messing with it kind of for no reason. Like it doesn't need to be messed with that much. So now I'm going to go into this 3 section and do the same sort of plan. I'll listen to the whole section until it goes back to 4, until the Pumoso, and then go back and I'll get a macro look at it, see if I hear anything, and then I can go back and adjust whatever I hear. from before with the brass and the woodwinds there. Okay, that's the 3/4 section there. Yeah, man, I really this part I'm really proud of a lot of stuff in here. First of all, just the melody at all. It goes dee dee dee, or whatever notes they actually are. Dee dee, which is the original, just harkening back to the original melody, but then it's like going to be completely different. This little horn interjection here. And the trombones exist for 2 bars in the middle of that, just to go, hey guys, I'm still here. DC. Nice. So then we get this little woodwind interjection, this little high woodwinds interjection from where the brass was there earlier. So following in with that big brass section from earlier, the what I call like the pride section or proud section, I don't know, or like the hero section. I guess that's probably a better thing for it. And so the high woodwinds from that, and then we get the melody again. Accidentally ended up with a half note in horn 2 for some reason. I don't remember that being there. So dee boom 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 is the hero melody again, and then we just go full blown. It's like this little intro. Hey, remember that stuff from before? And then we leave that and go full blown into this 3/4 section, fully bloomed. This is how many measures here? We got measure. I don't think it'll tell me how many measures I have selected. So I better look at the measure number. It's not going to be at the bottom of the screen, is it? Once your score gets kind of big like this, it can take Finale a little bit of time to scroll through. So we've got measure 154. Ooh, let's see, go back here to where the melody starts. And we're at 101. So that's 53 bars of being in 3/4. Should be at 120. That should be just enough time for an honors team to fold the flag into triangular shape. The first 2 little sections here should be about the amount of time it takes. Now I'm including opening the flag up and and then folding it and then dressing it at the end. So should be the right amount of time. Of course, if I'm doing this live with a team who's folding the flag live, I could slow this portion down a little bit. There is some significance to having it at the tempo 120. But what's more significant is that it's in 3, kind of like a triangle, and that it takes the right amount of time to complete the fold. But if I have a team, if a team's doing this and we treat it like a memorial service or an urn service, they would have to unfold the flag first, which takes a lot more time, which adds a lot of time to the flag sequence. So we just have to be careful about that. So, and I really didn't hear, I noticed that random G in the second horn that I needed to take out. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anything about this that I want to take away. I love that the bass line like slowly moves, like creeps up here from the, so it starts on a G throughout the whole first time this melody happens, and then it goes up to an A, and then it goes up to a B flat. Seems like it's going to stay there, and then it walks back down to the G. So it creates this nice bass line movement that is really uplifting and then resolving. So I'll listen to that section again, see if, just make sure I don't want to add anything. I'm going to kind of split this into this section and then the fully like blown out section later. Okay, so we've got this sort of plagal, this sort of suggestion of a, well, I guess it's not really a suggestion. It's pretty much a plagal cadence. Missing the, this would be the 4 chord right here. So we've got G in the bass, so it's really this inverted 4 chord, but it's not even a plagal cadence because there's a G in the bass, and it's really just a suspended tonic chord. So we've got G, C, and we've got a D up here as well. Yeah, D on B3. There is an E here that would say it's a 4 chord inverted. So I guess it's really an inverted 4 chord. 'Cause I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about these quarter notes that move up from C to D. So that kind of gives it that feeling. But I think you just forget about the D existing there because it's in these high woodwinds that have been a part of the background for so long that you don't really pay attention to them anymore, probably. They're sort of just making an ambiance at that point. So, yeah, so we've got a nice plagal, which is always really settling, at least to me. I am going to move. I would like the trombones, or sorry, that's a horn. Don't tell him I accidentally called them trombones. I would like the horn player to slur between the 4 and the 3 there instead of before. So yeah, that's really nice. I may even add someone to that because it looks like that horn is the only one doing that. I would like to have, I think, alto sax on that as well. I just clicked in the wrong place like 5 times. All right, so alto sax do that. Oh, you know what would be really nice is to have oboe on there. Oh, that's too low for the oboe. Yeah, I thought so. That wouldn't be nice then. Not to the oboist. So I could always add, of course, I could always add the next trombone on there. I could double it in. You know what? Let me take the alto sax off of there. So I could always add second horns onto that part. I could also throw baritone in there, but baritone's going to be playing on the downbeat of the next bar and a pretty long phrase. So I want to make sure the baritone player has plenty of time to breathe and really pack up before this long phrase coming up. I don't want to cause any breath issues there. That's something I'm conscious about because I'm a wind player is one thing, but I also I want the band to be able to play my music. Otherwise, it's not really worth it to put out there. If it's just impossible for them to play, then nobody's going to hear what I was thinking of. So it doesn't really matter. So let's go from here. You know what I would like is this particular trumpet line to be supported 1 octave lower. I don't think that's extremely high for a baritone. Yeah, that's not extremely high at all. Yeah, I would like baritone to to double this trumpet line an octave lower. Let's stay pretty quiet about it. I haven't had a dynamic marking for first trumpet in a second, so let's make sure we supply that for first trumpet, and then we're going to put the baritone at piano there. Now, tuba's going to sneak in and help out with the bass line. And let's see how that feels. And we've got the dynamics notated here. I'm going to actually roll back a little further to, yeah, here. I think being an octave down, I may have undershot that dynamic a little bit to support the first trumpet. I'm thinking about this high woodwind. Man, I really stop being able to talk as soon as I start doing these. This high wind thing, I think only 2 of them is enough to invoke the thing from earlier. So yeah, I'll leave it like that. I was thinking about adding tenor sax to that, but really 2 of them is fine. Yeah, let's roll forward a couple bars and then let's get into this next section and see how my change affects things. like the tuba player, fine, but I don't think I need that sound until this walk down that happens here. So I'm gonna save the tubas some work and leave them alone until we get down here. Let them take a little nap. I feel like that's half of what a tuba player's, or most of what a tuba player is doing, is just counting rests, right? Especially like in orchestral music and stuff. So should be fine. I'm not hearing that baritone as much as I thought I would. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I could make this a little tighter by having that happen in trombone, maybe a little too brash of a sound, and can't always rely on the band having enough horn players for this part. I wish I could, but I'm curious to see what happens if I put that in trombone instead. A little more direct of a sound. I honestly, I don't feel like I hear that at all. Like, what's going on? Is it copying over? Is it playing or not? Let's see. Add it on both of them. Let's see how long it takes to be able to hear it. Now I definitely hear it being doubled. So I'll take that out. I'll leave it alone. We can adjust this with the ensemble when it comes time. I also haven't missed the tuba down here that I took away. So let's see if it makes even more of an impact when it comes in later, which that would be to the benefit. If it can make more of an impact at the entrance, I'll be happy. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I know that's sorry. I kind of jerked the rug out from under us here, but I'm going to have the baritone keep doubling that trumpet line an octave down. Sort of keep that sort of closed, close off this melody on both ends, on the top and bottom. Really make a nice solid, I don't know, it just feels like it's definitely happening. There's definitely melody going on. Okay. This is, I like those changes. I'm going to keep those changes going. The only thing I would have considered adding to that is having Barry sax jump in with this tuba. Because it really didn't make an impact adding tuba in. But that's something I could adjust with the ensemble. Yeah, I think I like I can increase the dynamic marking just a little bit. I don't want to. I've got a total like balance making finale do something for me that I want to hear, and what I'm gonna want from the ensemble when it actually like comes in to playing it live. So yeah, I may leave the tubas at piano because sometimes they can overplay some of the dynamics a little bit. So we'll adjust on the fly for that one. But I won't add baritone sax. Don't need it. Now these chords that are hitting right here. Ooh, man, there's just so much weight to that. Mm. Yeah. There's really just heavy, heavy chords. I really love it. And it goes right along with what's happening in the service with flag fold happening and then having this real heavy feeling while that's going on. But still, like, sounds, the melody is still like this really proud, like, melody, but it's over just this deep, like, the chords are walking down and it's this deep, like, longing, just massive chords that are, they're I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It's really matching what I'm imagining and hearing. So I'll let the whole thing play and then keep going. Oh, can I just say, okay, this section, this first moment, it goes back to 4. And we're running out of tune here now. We're running out of the piece, getting close to the end. This, when it goes back to 4/4, like, I love just the simplicity of walking up this scale. Yeah, I really like the simplicity. I'm contemplating having that be the change right now happens on beats 2 and 4, but that's also when the change happens in the melody. So I'm contemplating just making those half notes, as simple as that is. Really makes me nervous though to put a bunch of work into doing that and then have it go to waste. So let's see. I'll put it on one of the instruments. Ooh, that's across. So put it on one of them, and then There we go. Now I'll just copy it from, I'll undo it and copy it back from Vibraphone if I have to. You know what? That is really simple and I kind of like it. There's one more thing I want to try out, which is having the Vibraphone change opposite the French horn. I don't think it's going to achieve the same effect as if I had two French horns doing that, but don't worry, I'll give it a shot. I'll give that a shot after this if I think it sounds okay. Yeah, I'm going to put that in French horn 2. And this is going to be fun. We're going to see if this sounds freaking awesome with the same instrument doing it. I don't think it sounds as good as if oh, double click the wrong thing. Gotta double click the note. Not the measure, the note. Okay. I don't think it sounds as good that that the two meet here. I think it needs. I think it needs to do that, so they don't end up crossing paths. Yeah, one more. Let's see how that sounds. That might clash with Vibraphone. We'll find out. I think that's like too much gray area. Don't like it as much. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they're colliding at any point here when I did it the other way. Because it really like, it's hazy, it's not, it's hazy, it's not, it's hazy, it's not, and it sort of betrays that that concept. So I think I'm gonna have them both do quarter notes or half notes, I mean. Let's see how it sounds. I don't know. What if I did this and had it be like beginning and then the brass takes over quarter notes here. Oh, if I did, if these were in octaves. Like they are in the beginning. Well, they aren't in octaves in the beginning, but that same kind of theme. What if I had the F? Yeah, you know what? What if I leave the horns to it up there? Oops. I want an F, not an E. Nice. Leave that alone. Accidentally added a note on trumpet there. Yeah, this is also a little dumb because F is not the note. It's not the root anymore. We've moved ourselves up to G. So how about I put that there? See what happens. That's still not sounding like the melody there. I'm in G, but what? What's the melody note back here? Yeah, it kind of does this walk thing. Maybe I just need to not worry about doing that other thing I had with the octave like before. Just don't need to worry about it. See if this line translates well. Okay, yeah, I don't really need that to happen. So, wow, let's get back to where we were. I always try to, if I start going too crazy, I try to like rein myself in a little bit and see what I need to kind of get back to here. So it feels like I could sneak this octave thing in, but it might need to be like that. Oh, wrong pitch for that. Maybe I can sneak it there. We're starting to run into the range of the clarinet and flute though, so I'm concerned. Yeah, and I think the why does it do that? I'm trying to click stop it and it note wherever I click. So yeah, I'm actually a little I'm not liking that very much. Rather keep it down here. Okay, lost the human playback there, so it doesn't sound like it should. Let's throw that back in and see how it sounds. You know, and instead of having that G, I don't think it's important that that G be the root. I think it's more important that that thing is happening at all. I think the 5 of this would be a better note. And it's done that again where it just threw a note. I'm going to have to go through the whole piece and make sure I didn't add any notes I didn't intend to put there. don't know how I feel about that. Mm. Hmm. Man, this one thing is really hitting me pretty hard here. Because I think D is a good note to have there. Let's try that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that's happening. I may just let the freaking vibraphone stop right there. Double this up. Get rid of like everything like that, and then actually have the vibes play this. I think having them on that G now is the only thing they're doing. And that walk up is doubled in the horns. Yeah. I think I could even stand for that to happen. A little closer to the original. Yeah, and then the brass just takes over that 3, 4. Oh, that's what I needed this whole time, y'all. Dang. That's what I needed. Thank you for going on that journey with me. It was a little bit of a tough one, but we made it. Then we end up on this chord. Boy, that cymbal really takes over. They're just like a percussionist. All right, so I'm gonna move this whole thing over. Okay, Finale just had a problem with everything I'm trying to do. Let's try again, Finale. Yeah, I'm gonna move this over, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna have this start on beat 3 instead of beat 1. Rest. Okay, how about that? Let's try the whole little section here. Man, having that extra bar there really just adds the tension. Ooh, adds a lot of feels. So I like where this ended up. I think I'm gonna leave the dynamic off there. Don't think it needs that much heat. I want to make sure the cymbal releases and just responds to the dynamic of the band. I think sometimes if you leave information off, it makes them go like, "Ooh, what? Well, then how am I going to find out?" And then they have to listen, and that's nice. There's one thing in here I think is sticking out a little bit is this trumpet part here. It's just a little abrasive for me. It's doubled in oboe. That may be a little too much. Baritone's doubling this low brass thing. Alto sax. What's alto sax doing? Well, alto sax has a pretty important line going on there. Could I take that line from alto sax and put it in second trumpets, maybe? And then just invert these two. So let's see how that sounds. I only want to go to beat 3 because trumpets are going to pick up that brass. You know what? Maybe not, actually. Maybe I don't need second trumpets to double up with first trumpets on that. So let's leave that. And then have that happen. I think that's a pretty solid switch there. Take a little bit of heat off of that first trumpet thing. Really support the French horns with second trumpet. Let's try it. Let's see how it sounds. Still got oboe doubling that line too. Okay, I didn't clarify the dynamic for second trumpet. So I need to do that really quickly here. We probably start at piano. Ending up at mezzo piano will be just fine on the trumpet because I want them to be supporting the French horn from above, but don't want them to take over the quality of, I don't want that brash quality of tone that can come out of trumpets sometimes. I really want that ethereal French horn sound. I don't know why it lets the cymbal keep rolling like that. And then, oh, that's so great. clarinets and flute. All right, shallow mode clarinets. Yeah. Baritone's really sticking out of that texture. I think I want to take the baritone out of there and leave it all. What's this random crescendo doing in the middle of nowhere? And it just may be Finale making that happen, but I think it'll be okay with just bass clarinet. Oh, it's actually high tuba that's making that happen. Ooh. So what do I want to do here? And drop the tuba off? Do I want to put it in like Barry sax to help? Let's see if the bass clarinet even needs help. Might not even need the help. I feel like that's an octave too high for it to be really. That's the part that the tuba filled as it was down an octave. So I'm gonna use the bass clarinet. I'll be able to talk here in a second. I'm gonna use the bass clarinet's low, just beautiful low register to do that, and then we can have the baritone cover that higher octave or middle octave, I guess. Yeah, that's so much nicer. Really gives a lot of finality to the piece. And just literally the softest the bass drum can possibly play that instrument at the end there with the triangle. Oh, man. All right. Now I'm going to play the whole thing front to back one last time to really leave it in my head. Maybe that's zoomed out a little too much. To really leave it in my head. And then I'm going to go make and eat some dinner. So thank you all again, everyone who's here. I really appreciate it if you're watching this. Thanks for going on this journey with me. Yeah, it's really cool. Let's see. I want to zoom out like just a tiny bit more, but man, where am I here? 75%. And I want to be able to see all of the. Let's go to 45%. I want to be able to see all the instruments at once. That would be nice. All right, here we go. Scroll view for the win. All right, left to right. Thanks everybody for being here. After this, I'm going to sign off.